If a Tyrannosaurus Rex suddenly appeared in modern North America, could it fight its way to the top of the food chain and rule this land again? Right at that moment, deep in the eastern Montana wilderness, a baby T-Rex hatched from its egg. It was less than 50 centimeters long, weighing only 8 kilograms, covered in fine downy feathers. It didn't look like an ancient apex predator, but rather a fierce-looking oversized bird. But in its 66 million-year-old genes, it was born to be the absolute ruler of this planet's land. Yet as a newborn, its first problem wasn't a natural enemy, but being out of sync with this era. First, a fun fact. T-Rex wasn't cold-blooded. Look at this chart. Animals fall into 3 types. On the left are cold-blooded ones, lizards, relying on sunbathing for body heat, and staying still when it's cold. On the right are warm-blooded ones, lions, generating their own heat, and staying active even in winter. In the middle is the T-Rex, sharing traits with both sides. Scientists call it a mesotherm. Its temperature regulation falls between the two. It had to eat constantly to maintain body heat. If it went a day without food, its body would start failing. The air during the Cretaceous period had about 3% more oxygen than now, and was much more humid than modern North America. So upon arriving in the present, it dragged its oxygen-starved, heavy body out of the nest. With the pride of an ancient royal, it set out to find its first meal in this era. The first living thing it encountered was a group of North American badgers foraging. In a T-Rex's genetic code, mammals were just small snacks that only moved around at night. This starving baby T-Rex charged without a second thought, its tiny, undeveloped jaws wide open, rushing straight at the badgers. But modern badgers, after millions of years of evolution, had teamwork ingrained in their bones. The leader dodged to the side, avoiding the impact, while the other 2 badgers attacked from both sides, biting the baby T-Rex hind legs and tail bait. The baby T-Rex screamed in pain, struggling desperately, but couldn't shake them off. This 3-sided attack tactic, within 2 minutes, left it with several wounds. This was its first lesson. In this era, pride would only get you killed. After its wounds healed, it faced a second despair. It simply couldn't catch prey. There's an animal in the Montana plains called the pronghorn, which can run up to 88 kilometers per hour, making it the second fastest land animal on Earth after the cheetah. And unlike cheetahs that can only sprint for seconds, pronghorns can run at 65 kilometers per hour for nearly an hour straight. The T-Rex's most prized explosive power, compared to modern herbivores' agility, was as clumsy as a rusty machine. To fill its stomach, it had to lower its pride, scavenging rotten meat left by vultures, digging up dead fish from the mud, and even chasing tiny ground squirrels. The former top predator had to humbly work as a janitor. Not long after, Montana's first blizzard hit. The Cretaceous had no real winter. When the plains were covered in snow, and temperatures dropped to minus 20 degrees Celsius, the baby T-Rex, with no thick fur and unable to hibernate, couldn't handle it at all. Its limbs started shaking uncontrollably. Its eyelids grew heavier. As it was about to die, it followed its instinct, crawling into a sealed cave, and lay there like a rock for 2 whole months, surviving barely on the occasional scent of rotting meat drifting into the cave. But when spring came, a miracle happened. Having survived the harshest test, its ancient genes' most powerful talent began to kick in. Its growth had no upper limit, and it grew incredibly fast. Look at this chart, starting from birth. An African lion takes 3 years to reach adulthood. A Nile crocodile takes 10 years, while a T-Rex's growth rate looks like this. During its teenage years, it could gain nearly 600 kilograms annually, roughly 2 pounds of meat per day. Its growth curve skyrocketed, leaving lions and crocodiles far behind. This growth rate is unmatched by any animal today. In its first year, it grew to 2 meters long, weighing over 80 kilograms, and began learning to ambush rabbits and groundhogs in the grass. By its 3rd year, it reached 5 meters, weighing 500 kilograms, and figured out a key pattern. Modern prey may be fast, but they have blind spots in their vision. By hiding downwind and attacking when prey came within 5 meters, its success rate soared. Using this method, it hunted its first North American white-tailed deer. With 1 bite, the deer's spine snapped with a crack. It finally understood what its most powerful weapon really was. By its 5th year, it grew to 8 meters, weighing nearly 3 tons. Its respiratory system fully adapted to modern air, and its appetite grew larger. That year, it faced its first real tough fight, a 40 to 50-kilogram adult American bison. This bison was no ordinary prey. American bison have extremely strong neck muscles, and the force of a head-on charge could flip a small truck. Seeing the T-Rex approach, it didn't flee, but lowered its head, with 2 horns nearly 60 centimeters long, charging straight at it. The T-Rex, it made its second fatal mistake in this era. Charging straight ahead, the horn pierced its left abdomen precisely. A piercing pain shot through, but this strike fully ignited the most brutal side of its genes. It didn't retreat. Instead, it bit the bison's neck tight, its 3-ton body pressed down hard from behind. The bison's legs instantly started shaking, forced to its knees. At that moment, the T-Rex bite force erupted. Scientists calculated an adult T-Rex's bite force reaches 57,000 newtons, like pressing a fully loaded truck onto a single point. The bison's cervical vertebrae against that force were like a dry twig, snapped with a crack. After eating that bison, its growth rate accelerated. By year 7, it reached 11 meters, weighing over 6 tons. Its juvenile down feathers had completely shed, replaced by thick, rough scales. Skin color was dark brown with a hint of gray, like a moving rock. Its teeth completed their final replacement, each one the size of a banana. Roots were thick, edges had fine serrations, not for cutting, but for crushing bones directly. That year, predators on the plains began to feel instinctive fear. Mountain lions changed course upon seeing its tracks. Wolf packs smelled it from miles away and ran off with tails tucked. The wolf pack that once bullied it now wouldn't even approach its territory. By year 10, it became a full adult, 13 meters long, 9 tons heavy, strolling boldly through Montana's river valley. One day, in the valley, it encountered the last opponent daring to challenge it head-on, an adult Kodiak bear weighing 600 g. North America's largest land predator, the Kodiak brown bear, had ruled the top of the food chain for millions of years. Its instinct told it nothing on this land could make it afraid. It stood up, let out a deafening roar, spread its front paws, each claw nearly 10 cm long. But the brown bear's millennia-old intimidation tactic against this 9-ton ancient tyrant was utterly useless. The T-Rex didn't pause at all. Its 9-ton body lunged forward suddenly, moving faster than a beast that size should. The bear's claws slashed its cheek, but that wound didn't even itch to it. The T-Rex opened its massive jaws, full of sharp teeth, biting the bear's entire upper body precisely. With 57,000 newtons of terrifying bite force, it bit down without restraint. A crisp, bone-cracking sound echoed through the valley. No evenly match fight. The bear didn't even have time to scream before becoming a carcass. From that day on, the Montana plains, and even the survival rules of the entire western US, were completely changed. Packs of wolves, smelling it from dozens of miles away, would alter their migration route. Mountain lions dared not make a sound. Huge grizzlies were driven to barren highlands. All modern predators bowed their heads under this Cretaceous tyrant's feet. Night fell. A large, cold moon hung over the Montana plains. This 13-meter, 9-ton, fully grown T-Rex, covered in battle scars, stepped onto a high rock platform, overlooking the endless plains below. On this continent, it no longer had any biological natural enemy. The only thing that could defeat it might be modern humans with firearms. Its cold eyes showed no mercy, opening its mouth that had crushed countless bones. Toward the modern night sky, it let out an ancient roar that could travel through millions of years. At least tonight, it not only reclaimed its rightful throne, but also made this unfamiliar era forever remember the fear of the Cretaceous.